Hey everyone, welcome back to English with Cheri. I'm Cheri,
And I'm Nick.
and today we're talking about something that I know a lot of you have asked us about looking for a part time job. This is perfect for A1 to A2 level learners because, well, let's be honest,
Yeah.
job hunting can be scary even in your own language. So today we're going to practice some super useful phrases, talk about how to ask about jobs, and even do some role playing.
Oh, that'll be fun. Actually, Sherry, I remember when I was looking for my first part time job, I was so nervous. I practiced what I was going to say in the mirror for hours.
Right, exactly. And that's such good advice because practicing really helps. You know what? Let's start with the basics. So, when you're looking for a job, the first thing you need to know is how to ask if a place is hiring.
That makes sense.
Now, the most simple way, and this is perfect for beginners, is just to say, "Hello, are you hiring?" That's it. Super simple.
Yeah, and that works anywhere. Like you could walk into a coffee shop, a store, a restaurant, whatever, and just ask, "Are you hiring?" It's direct but polite.
Exactly. Or if you want to be a little more specific, you can say, "Hi, do you have any part time job openings?" That's good because it shows you're looking for part time work specifically.
Right, right. And sometimes, well, actually, sometimes you need to talk to the manager, you know? So you could say, "Can I speak to the manager, please?"
Yes, that's really important. And here's another good one. "I am looking for a job. Do you need any help?" I like this one because it sounds friendly and helpful.
Oh, that's nice. It's like, it's not just give me a job, but more like, I want to help your business.
Exactly. So, those are four great ways to ask about jobs. But, Nick, what happens when they say, "Well, tell me about your availability"? That's when it gets a little more complicated, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure. So availability means when you can work. And this is where you need to be really clear and specific. Like, don't just say, "I'm flexible," because
Right.
that doesn't really tell them anything useful.
Exactly. So instead, you can say something like, "I can work on weekends and evenings." That's specific and helpful.
Right. Or you could say, I am available 20 hours a week. That gives them a clear idea of how much time you can commit.
Yes, and then they might ask about your experience. Now, here's the thing even if you don't have a lot of experience, you can still say something positive, like, "I have experience in cleaning," or "I have experience in serving," or "I have experience in retail."
Right, exactly. And you know what? Even if you've just helped your family or volunteered somewhere, that counts as experience.
Absolutely. And here's my favorite phrase for when you don't have much experience: "I am a hard worker and I learn fast." This shows a positive attitude.
Yes, that's perfect because employers love people who are willing to learn. Actually, you know what? Let's talk about interview questions because that's usually the scary part for most people.
Oh, definitely. So, the big one, and this comes up in almost every interview, is "Tell me about yourself." Now, this is not asking for your whole life story.
Right, right. Like they don't want to know that you like pizza and your favorite color is blue.
Exactly. They want to know about you as a worker. So, you could say something like, well, let me think. "My name is Sarah, I am a student, and I am looking for part time work. I am responsible and I work well with people."
Perfect. That's short, it's clear, and it focuses on work stuff. And then another common question is, why do you want this job?
Yeah, and you know what? Don't just say, "I need money," even though, well, that's probably true.
Of course.
Try something more positive like, "I want to gain work experience," or "I like working with customers," or "This job fits well with my school schedule."
Okay, those are much better answers. And the last big question is usually when can you start? This one's actually pretty easy.
Right.
You could say, I can start immediately, or I can start next week, or whatever is true for your situation.
Perfect. You know what? I think we should practice some of this. Nick, do you want to do a little role play? I'll be the job seeker and you be the manager.
Oh, this will be fun. Okay, let's say I'm working at a coffee shop. Go ahead, come in and ask me about a job.
Okay, here I go. "Hi, do you have any part time job openings?"
Well, actually, we might. Can I ask about your availability?
"Sure, I can work on weekends and evenings. I am available about 15 hours a week."
That sounds good. Do you have any experience in customer service or food service?
"I have some experience in retail, and I'm a hard worker and I learn fast."
Great. Tell me about yourself.
Well, my name is, let's say, Emma. I am a college student and I am looking for part time work. I am responsible and I work well with people. I also like coffee.
Nice touch with the coffee thing. Why do you want this job?
I want to gain more work experience and I enjoy working with customers. Also, this job fits well with my school schedule.
Perfect. When can you start?
I can start next week.
Excellent. You're hired.
Yay! See how easy that was? Well, I mean, it won't always be that easy, but when you practice these phrases, you'll feel much more confident.
Exactly. And you know what? The most important thing is just to be yourself, but like the professional version of yourself.
Right. And remember, they want to hire someone, so they're actually hoping you'll be a good fit. Now, let's practice one more scenario. This time, let's say you're calling a restaurant. Vic, you be the job seeker this time.
Okay. Hello, can I speak to the manager, please?
This is the manager speaking. How can I help you?
Hi, I am looking for a job. Do you need any help?
Well, we are looking for someone to work in the kitchen. Are you interested in that?
Yes, I have some experience in food service and I am available 20 hours a week.
Great. When are you available to work?
I can work evenings and weekends. I am very reliable and I learn fast.
Perfect. Can you come in tomorrow for an interview?
Yes, I can. What time?
How about 2 p.m.?
Perfect. See you tomorrow at 2 p.m. Thank you.
See, that was great. You used so many of the phrases we talked about, and it sounded really natural.
Thanks. And you know what? Practice really does make it easier. Like the more you use these phrases, the more natural they become.
Absolutely. So let's just quickly review all the phrases we talked about today. For asking about jobs, remember, hello, are you hiring? Hi, do you have any part time job openings? Can I speak to the manager, please? And I am looking for a job. Do you need any help?
Right. And for talking about your availability and skills, I can work on weekends and evenings. I am available 20 hours a week. I have experience in cleaning, serving, or retail. And I am a hard worker and I learn fast.
Perfect. And for interview questions, be ready for tell me about yourself. Why do you want this job? And when can you start? Keep your answers short, positive, and focused on work.
And remember, everyone, confidence comes from practice. So practice these conversations with friends, family, or even in the mirror. Don't worry about being perfect. Just be yourself and be positive.
Great advice. Now, let's be honest, you might not get every job you apply for, and that's completely normal. If you don't get the job, you can ask, is there anything I can improve for future interviews? This shows you want to learn and grow.
Exactly. And don't take rejection personally. Sometimes it's not about you at all. Maybe they already had someone in mind, or maybe they're looking for different skills. The important thing is to keep trying and keep practicing these phrases.
You know what? Let's do one more role play scenario. This time, let's practice a phone interview because those are getting more common. Vic, let's say you're calling me back after I applied online for a retail position.
Good idea. Okay. Ring ring. Hello, is this Emma? This is Mike from Trendy Clothes Store. I'm calling about your job application.
Yes, this is Emma. Thank you so much for calling. I'm very interested in the position.
Great. I just have a few quick questions. First, can you tell me about any retail experience you have?
I worked at a small gift shop last summer, so I have experience with customers and using a cash register. I also helped organize inventory and keep the store clean and organized.
That sounds perfect. And what's your availability? We're looking for someone who can work some evenings and weekends.
Yes, I can definitely work evenings and weekends. I'm about 20 hours per week, and I'm very flexible with my schedule.
Excellent. One last question. Our busy season is coming up, and sometimes we need people to stay a little later or take on extra shifts. How do you feel about that?
I understand that retail can be busy, and I'm willing to be flexible when the team needs extra help. Just let me know in advance when possible so I can adjust my schedule.
Perfect. I really like your answers. Can you come in this Saturday for an in person interview, say around 11 a.m.?
Yes, Saturday at 11 a.m. works perfectly for me. Should I bring anything specific, like references or my resume?
Just bring a copy of your resume and some references if you have them. I'll see you Saturday. Thanks for your time, Emma.
Thank you so much. See you Saturday.
Nice. Phone interviews can actually be a little easier because you can have notes in front of you. But remember to speak clearly and sound enthusiastic. They can't see your body language, so your voice needs to do all the work.
That makes sense. Your voice becomes really important on the phone.
Now that you finished the interview, let's talk about what to do next. Getting the interview is just a first step. So, after your interview, it's really professional to say, "Thank you for your time," and maybe even send a follow up message. You could say something simple like, "Thank you for the interview. I am very interested in this position."
That's great advice. And you know what else is super important? Let's talk about some trickier interview questions that might come up. Like sometimes they ask, what are your weaknesses? This one is scary for a lot of people.
Oh, yeah, that's a tough one. But here's a trick: don't say something really bad, like, "I'm always late," or "I don't like working with people." Instead, pick something small and show how you're working on it. Like, "Sometimes I work too slowly because I want everything to be perfect, but I'm learning to work more efficiently."
That's perfect. You're basically turning a weakness into something positive. Another question that comes up a lot is, why should we hire you? This is your chance to really sell yourself.
Right. For this one, think about what makes you special. You could say something like, "You should hire me because I am reliable, I have a positive attitude, and I really want to learn and grow in this position. I will work hard to help your business succeed."
That's fantastic. And you know what? Let's talk about some practical stuff too. Like, what should you wear to an interview? Even for part time jobs, it's important to look neat and professional.
Absolutely. You don't need to wear a fancy suit, but clean clothes, nice shoes, and good hygiene are really important. Also, arrive on time. Actually, arrive about 5 to 10 minutes early. And remember to turn off your phone.
Oh, and body language is super important too. Make eye contact, sit up straight, and give a firm handshake. Even if you're nervous inside, try to look confident and interested. Smile naturally. It makes a huge difference.
Right, and that matters even on the phone, just in a different way.
That's so true. And here's a pro tip for phone interviews: smile while you're talking. I know it sounds silly, but people can actually hear the difference in your voice when you smile. It makes you sound more friendly and confident.
Before we finish, let's talk about some common mistakes that job seekers make. The biggest one: not doing any research about the company. Even for part time jobs, it's good to know a little bit about the business.
Absolutely. You don't need to know everything, but if you're applying to a coffee shop, maybe learn their menu. If it's a clothing store, check out their style. It shows you're genuinely interested, not just applying everywhere randomly.
Another mistake is talking too much or too little. Try to give complete answers, but don't ramble on for 5 minutes about one question. And don't just say yes or no. Always try to add a little more detail.
And here's something really important that many people forget. At the end of most interviews, they'll ask, do you have any questions for us? Don't just say no, ask something. It shows you're engaged and thinking seriously about the job.
Right. Some good questions you can ask are, what does a typical day look like in this job? What training do you provide? Or what are the opportunities for growth here? These show you're thinking about doing well in the position.
Perfect. I think that covers everything we wanted to share with you today about job hunting in English. Remember, the key is practice, practice, practice.
Absolutely. And don't forget, even if you feel nervous, that's totally normal. Every successful person started exactly where you are now.
Thank you so much for listening to English with Cheri today. If you found this helpful, please share it with your friends who are also learning English. Good luck with your job search, everyone.
See you next time.
Bye, everyone.